Decision is the ultimate power. When I was preparing for this talk, I thought I might Google great speakers, study their form, and I came across a TED talk that Tony Robbins gave called Why We Do What We Do. And in it, he said those words, decision is the ultimate power. What we do beforehand, it's no longer relevant. What happens afterwards is as a result of the decision. Decision is the ultimate power. Those words landed really heavily for me when I heard them. Because in 1988, when I was 20, I had a massive decision to make. I found myself pregnant and alone, at least until I told my parents 5 months later. And the option of adoption was put to me, not forced on me, but gently placed in front of me as something that I might consider. Now, before I got pregnant, I had been herring down the wrong road of life. I knew it, I just didn't know how to get off. Pregnancy stopped me in my tracks. It slowed me down. I was able to look around and to consider other people and other situations. I suppose I matured overnight, and I said that I would consider things, in this case, adoption. And the way it worked in 1988, in my case anyway, was this. I had my baby. I kept him in the hospital with me for 4 beautiful days. And on the 5th day, my social worker came to take him away to stay with the foster family for 6 weeks. Imagine that there are people like that in the world that will do that. They will take the newborn child of a mother who needs to clear her head and make a decision. They will fall in love and have their hearts broken 6 weeks later, because regardless of the decision that the birth mother makes, they're going to lose that little baby. In my case, it was more like 8 weeks as I wandered around, waiting for divine inspiration, for the heavens to open and for the hand of God to come out and point me in the right direction, to say, Emer, do this, or do this. But no intervention came, and all by myself, I made a decision. I decided that I would keep my baby. I decided that I could keep my baby. I told my parents, my family, I told my social worker, I told the foster mother, I bought baby books and baby clothes, and I went one last time to visit him in the foster family home before things became official. But when I held him, I knew I was not making the right decision. If there was a divine voice, it was very loud. It was bigger than me. I was in no doubt that I was not supposed to be this child's mother. It was heartbreaking and binds me still to the foster mother. People say I'm brave, but I'm not. This isn't brave. The past almost 30 years have not been brave. My life turned out to be a happy one. I met and married a most beautiful, kind, good man that I still love. He gave me 2 beautiful daughters that I adore. I've had my career, my creativity. I am surrounded by love and support. I cannot say that I have not had a good life. I did have one true brave moment, however, back in the hospital on that 5th day. My mother standing stoically behind me, my social worker with tears in her eyes, matron wrapping my baby against the cold, him crying. And I, with inner chaos in my mind, stood silently, save for the tears. Every fiber of my being was screaming, say you have changed your mind. But I stood fast, appalled at my own strength, and I let him go. I had to, if I was going to make a clear-headed decision. That one true brave moment defines me still. Everything I am today is because of that moment. When I went back out into the world after it all, if I found myself in a difficult situation, or if I walked into a room full of strangers or was uncomfortable in any way, I would say to myself, I have done this thing. What can possibly top that? But I would also say, I have a son. And that softened things. It balanced them. It prevented me from hating myself. I grew in confidence and the wisdom that mothers get. And when I look back, and I do, especially close to his birthday every year, I go into that room, I delve right into the pain. I turn myself inside out with grief, but I come back out. And I always, always say, I made the right decision. I carry pain in my heart, but I am surrounded by love. My decision, in the end, was my ultimate power. Perhaps my decision was my superpower. Thank you. Thank you.